Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are renovating a house in the Oasis Springs world, which comes with the base game. And you can kind of see that I'm just deleting some of the interior walls. I kept the main shape. I didn't add anything else to it in terms of like other layers. So I didn't add another floor. Um, I kept this shape pretty much the same. I did change up the rooms and I made it into more of an open plan. So you can kind of see that I'm just deleting that wall in the main area so that I can create a large open plan kitchen dining room area. And I thought that the lot was kind of big enough to have a space out the back. So I do end up creating a conservatory area, which you'll kind of see a bit later. But so we're just kind of getting started with the kitchen. I did originally think that I might want to keep this as a strictly base game build. And then I kind of got round to other bits of the house and I figured out that there were things that I wanted to use that weren't in the base game. But yeah, I did originally choose these counters. These are from the base game version. Um, and the I think I think these do actually kind of work for the build. It's that that kind of quite simple wooden aesthetic. It kind of works for what I was going for with this house. And the I ended up putting the fridge kind of next to that back wall. So where that back wall kind of goes into a bedroom, but so I didn't have space for the fridge, so the fridge is kind of backed onto that wall between the kitchen and the bedroom. And I'm not sure if that's completely realistic, but it works here. And I imagined that this family has probably a small dog, so I put in this dog bowl and um, some kind of dog treats that are going to go on this shelf later. It's a very kind of family centered thing. So this house is built for a family of two boys and one girl, and the it's it's just meant to be like a really nice, simple family home. And you can see this is the conservatory bit that I wanted to create. I thought that instead of having a really large garden, um, because this family has three kids and it's a pretty large family, I think, anyway. And they would probably have built out out on the back of the house so that they could have some more room instead of just cramming it all into that main area. So yeah, I'm just getting started just building this, and I just kind of put things like TV and sofas. I originally started. I was trying to make this like a kind of right angle sofa, but it wasn't really working for me, and I just kind of kept it like that. But to, yeah, after some kind of moving around the furniture, this is probably when I decided that I wasn't going to keep it as a strictly base game build. And the I kind of pictured there being probably some younger kids here, and so the girl is more of a teenager, but the two boys are younger, probably about primary school age. And I started putting kind of high chairs in for them, but Then I decided that they were probably a bit older. I end up taking these away later. But you'll see quite a few things around the build that are centered towards kind of younger kids. Then I kind of decided to change up the idea a bit. So yeah, I'm just kind of blocking out where these rooms are going to be. So the parents' room and the older siblings' room. And then that room out the back is going to be shared for two young boys. So yeah, we're just going to get started putting some wallpaper and some carpet into these rooms. Um, I'm not sure if I'm playing the game wrong or if it's just a thing, but I found these rooms a lot smaller than what I normally work with. Maybe I'm just kind of uh, building houses really big, but yeah, I found these rooms really small and quite difficult to work with. But yeah, uh, I kind of uh, I kind of work around this later. So, where this wardrobe that I'm putting in, I think it's from the High School Years expansion pack. I used quite a lot of the High School Years stuff, but it's I didn't end up keeping it. I ended up using a dresser and then creating sort of like a rail above it, which is I don't think it's very realistic. I haven't ever seen anyone who has that, but it so it was the best that I could kind of come up with for the space. And then I used these cubes, which are also from high school years, and I just kind of attached them to the wall. I did think if you've got quite a small room, you're probably going to use a lot of wall space. So this girl probably doesn't have. She's probably keeping a lot of stuff like in the drawers or hanging off the walls, um, so that she has kind of um, space to just kind of mill about in the bedroom. But yeah, I decided on these quite floaty curtains. I thought they fit with the aesthetic of the room, and the yeah, I just kind of wanted to make this just a really classic teenage girl room. There's loads of pictures just stuck to the walls and the door, and we're gonna get some cushions on the bed in a bit. Things like makeup and hobby things just laying about everywhere. I used quite a bit of the everyday clutter kit as well to just kind of make it look a bit more a bit more messy. But I'm pretty happy with how this came out, and um, I think it looks pretty realistic for a teenage girl's room. But yeah, this is kind of the point that I decided that I wanted to create a room for the boys to be slightly older. And I kept it like a dinosaur themed room, but these boys are probably about 7 or 8, so I got rid of the high chairs. I just wanted to make it just a classic kids room. So filling it with all things like green and blues and this dinosaur rug, and going to put loads of toys around the rug, and then we're going to get a desk in the corner for them. But no, I'm pretty happy with how it came out. This is kind of another point that I decided to use a lot more wall space. Um, Matt, I guess that like if you're sharing a room, you're probably not kind of I mean, there could be 2 wardrobes, but I only had 1, and then I had 1 dresser, and then I put these, um, storage cubes on the wall to just kind of give them a bit of extra storage, and lots of kind of kids' posters taped to the wall. And yeah, we're gonna get a desk in the corner, and then let some kind of school bags around the room, and then head back into the kitchen. So at this point, I kind of saw that there were lots of things like kids' lunch boxes and water bottles. So I thought this shelf above the bin and the dog food could probably be a pretty nice area for where you would keep like empty lunch boxes and school things. And it really kind of adds to that idea that this is a family home. And I always forget about putting curtains or blinds in my builds, and I don't know why. Because I mean, it's a pretty key thing, but I always find that I'm just kind of going around the house and I just completely forget about either lighting or curtains. So there'll be quite a few points where I'm kind of going back around the build and adding those in. But yeah, we're gonna head into the hallway section pretty soon. So uh, like, uh, I did put a doormat in just this really basic one. I was thinking about putting. You can kind of see I've just put a pinboard on the wall. So I was thinking about putting something like that on the wall by the door, but because of the way that the door was, it was just blocking anything I put on the wall. It just looks a bit weird. So I end up kind of using a freestanding table next to the door instead, and then getting a hat rack, um, just a kind of freestanding coat stand to just put your coats and um, put your coats on and put your shoes next to. And then I ended up just putting a painting on that wall because uh, nothing else was fitting on it. Um, and then we're just heading into the bathroom. And yeah, since this is kind of the only bathroom of the house, I I thought this would be a good place to put things like storage. And I originally put the laundry basket in here, but then we kind of end up with the situation where the parents' bedroom wasn't big enough to put a wardrobe in. So I ended up having another dresser. I deleted all of that storage in the bathroom and put a dresser in there instead. And in my mind, the parents would probably keep their clothes in the bathroom because you can kind of see here that where I put the bed, and even if I rotated it, it would have been the same. That uh, I can't put a wardrobe or a dresser there, still be able to get around the other side. So I ended up putting, similar to the girls' room, where there's a railing on the wall next to the door for things like hanging clothes. And then I put that dresser in the bathroom so that they could put extra clothes and extra storage in there. But yeah, it's a smaller place than um, I would usually work with, but it was pretty fun to renovate somewhere. This was a house that was it just came with the base game. It's I can't remember the lot's name, but it's kind of in like the bottom right corner by the bar. And the I really liked the way that it looked, but there were things that I just wanted to improve about it. So this is kind of my first renovation that I've done. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. However, I think the garden could be better. You can kind of see that I'm starting to work on the garden now. I couldn't figure out what I was going to do. I put a little patio in next to the door with a seating area and then a barbecue with some benches. But yeah, I just couldn't quite figure out how to make it so that it was working. But anyway, I'm just finishing off by putting some lighting in all of the rooms, and then we're going to head into the screenshots. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.